will verify citizen identity. If citizen belongs to New Jersey state, then only his application will be created successfully. Otherwise, citizen application will not be created for that. Now, this is what we have implemented in the last session. So there is a third-party API which is called SSA API. SSA stands for Social Security Administration API. SSA stands for Social Security Administration, that will maintain SSN details of all the Americans. That is a federal government project. All the state citizens SSNs will be available in the SSA API. Now assume that SSA API is running in the cloud platform and we are going to access that SSA API. Okay. Now here we developed one API called AR REST API. AR REST API will receive citizen data as input, like full name, email ID, phone number, date of birth, gender, and SSN. We are giving as the input for AR API. AR API talking to SSA API. By giving SSN number as the input, SSA API is returning state name as the output. If the state name is New Jersey, then citizen application will be created. Otherwise, citizen application will not be created. In the last session, we have implemented that AR API and we tested that also. It is working as expected. After this AR, the next module in our application is data collection. Data collection module, there is no business logic in the data collection module, guys. It is just forms to collect the citizen data. Which plan the citizen want to apply, which plan that citizen want to apply. For that plan, we need to collect some data from the citizen. For that, we have data collection module. Create case. Create case means here you will give citizen application registration number, then click on search. For that application number, one case number will be created, then plan name will be selected here. Which plan that citizen want to apply. Some people want to go for SNAP, some people want to go for CCAP, like this. Enter the plan name, click on submit. Now his citizen income data we are collecting, then submit. Citizen education data we are collecting, then submit. Citizen kids data we are collecting, then click on submit. So here there is no business logic available. It is just collecting the data from the citizen. Citizen want to apply for a plan. We don't give the plan for everybody. We need to execute some conditions which are required for the plan. For collecting the data from the citizen, we have data collection module. Now I want you people to develop one REST API with 3 endpoints, guys. Data collection. I want you people to develop one REST API with 3 endpoints. So I'm going to give you the requirement for that. I want you people to develop this REST API. Data collection. Data collection is used to collect the data from the citizen. Data collection. It is also called as DC module in our project. It is also called as DC module in our project. Data collection module contains several screens to collect citizen data. In DC module, we will collect below details from the citizen. In DC module, we will collect below details from the citizen. What are the details we are going to collect? Plan selection, citizen plan selection, income details, next one, education details, and kids details. Education details and kids details we are going to collect from the citizen. These screens data will be stored into database tables. This citizen's data, collected citizen data should be stored into database table. Should be stored into database table. Now, plan selection. Here, we are going to take DC plans table to store the data. Citizen income data, DC income table, DC education table, DC kids table. Like that, we need to insert the data into database table. There is no business logic in the data collection module, guys. It is just collecting the data and storing the data into database. We need to, now the task that I am giving for you people is, I want you people to develop one REST API with multiple endpoints. Develop DC REST API with below endpoints. Develop DC REST API with below endpoints. One is plan selection. Second one is income. Third one is education. Fourth one is kids or childs. Childs. Plan selection. So for the plan selection endpoint, endpoint is the plan selection. For the plan selection, input is case number, plan name. Input is the case number, and the plan name is the input for that. Output, plain text. Output is the plain text. And the next endpoint is income. Next endpoint is the income. When you are developing this income endpoint, input is the case number. Input is the case number. Employment income. That means the salary income. Salary income. Property income. Salary income, property income. Output is a plain text. Output is a plain text. Now, another endpoint is available. Which is education. For the education endpoint, we have input as a case number, graduation status, graduated or not, graduation status, graduation year, and the next one is university. From which university he is graduated, that citizen is graduated. And output is a plain text response. Next one, child's endpoint is available. We have another endpoint called the child's endpoint. For the child's endpoint, the input, case number, the input is the case number, child name, child age, child SSN, child name, child age, child SSN. Now, child name, child age, child SSN is a array. That means we can send multiple child's records. One citizen can have multiple childs. So that is the array format. Then output is a plain text. So here, I want you people develop a REST API with below 4 endpoints. That means one REST API with 4 REST controllers, or one REST controller with 4 methods. It's better to take 4 REST controllers. Now, plan selection. What is the purpose of the plan selection? When citizen application is registered successfully, that citizen want to apply for a plan. For which plan that citizen want to apply, plan selection screen is available. So now, whenever you create a case, one application number is available. When you set with the application number, one case number will be generated for the citizen. So case number is a unique number for every citizen in the application. The people who are belongs to New Jersey state can apply for the plan. That means application will be created. When the application is created successfully, then citizen will go to data collection. In the data collection, for that citizen, one case will be created with the application number. For every application number, one case number will be available. Okay. You can use application number as a case number also, no problem. Click on search. When you click on the search, then data collection, plan selection. What is the case number of the citizen? You can say application number as a case number. Next one, here plan name is a snap. Citizen can select a plan. So to store this plan data into the database table, I have one endpoint, plan selection, or else let's say that plan selection or plan. So input is the case number and the plan name. You need to insert the data into database table. That means citizen is applying for which plan. That citizen plan data we are storing into database table. After this plan information is stored into the database, now we are going to collect the citizen income data. Salary income, property income, rent income also can be available. Salary income, property income and rent income also you can take. Based on the case number, this income data should be stored into database table. So plan data will be stored into one table, income data will be stored into another table. Then after collecting the income, we are collecting citizen education data. What is the citizen graduation highest degree? Case number, graduation status, graduation year, university, highest degree. What is that citizen highest degree? That data also we are collecting. Case number, this education data will be stored into another table. After education data is collected, click on submit. Now kids data. One citizen can have multiple kids. Here add kid option is available. So that's why case number will be available. Citizen data is a array. Child name, child age, child SSN. There can be one more child also. I want you people to develop this REST controller for the childs also. The input for that is case number and the child array. The data can go in the array format. Now it is also going to return the plain text format. So total 4 REST controllers you need to develop in the DC API. Plan REST controller, income REST controller, education REST controller, child's REST controller. Now, so how you need to do that is, you need to create one REST API. In the REST API, you need to deal with the data. I have given what is the input for the REST API, what is the output of the REST API. Based on these inputs, you need to create the binding classes. Okay. Now, so see here, we are developing DC REST API. Here we have plan REST controller, plan selection REST controller. We need to create one REST controller which is called plan selection REST controller. Next one, income REST controller. Next one, education REST controller. Next one, kids REST controller, child's REST controller. Now, so total 4 REST controllers we are developing. Here the endpoint is post request slash plan. Here also post request slash income, post request slash education, and here post request slash childs. So I want you people to develop 4 REST controllers in the application. For plan selection, 1 REST controller. For income, one rest controller. For education, one rest controller. For the child's, one rest controller. Now, this data I want to store into database tables, DB tables. I'm giving the table details also. Tables. These are the DB tables that we want for our DC module. For the plan selection, I'm going with a table name called DC plans table. And for income, we are going with a table called DC income table. For education, we are going with DC education table. For childs, we are going with DC childs table. DC childs table. Okay. Alright. So these are the database tables we need to take for our application. These are the database tables we need to take for our application. Alright. Now you need to develop this project. I'm going to give you 2 days of time, guys. I want you to complete this application. There is no business logic in this application. You just need to develop a REST API, take the input data and insert the data into database table. 4 REST controllers we need, 4 tables we are going to use to insert the data. Plan selection endpoint. Plan selection endpoint will take case number and plan name as a input. That is going to insert the data into DC plans table. That's it. Next one. Income REST controller will be available. That will take input data, case number, salary income, property income, rent income. This fields data is input for the income REST controller endpoint. That data should be inserted into DC income table. And similarly, DC education, the citizen education data we are going to collect, case number, graduation status, graduation year, university, highest degree, that will be inserted into DC education table. And we have another endpoint which is called child's endpoint, which is used to insert child's data into database table. Child's endpoint input, case number and multiple childs can be available. In one request, I can send 2 childs data also. That childs data should be inserted into DC childs table. Can you guys develop this REST API? Is there any complex business logic available? Guys, is there any complex business logic available? Or it is just a REST API and correcting the data and storing into database table? Is there any complex business logic available or it's easy, doable? There is no complex business logic here. You just need to develop the REST API. Several binding classes you need to create. For plan selection, 1 binding class is required. For income, 1 binding class is required. For education, 1 binding class is required. For childs, 1 binding class is required. Okay. Yes. Anybody having questions now? Could you please raise your hand? Yeah, hi Sanjila, what's your doubt?
Yeah, hi sir. Yep. So this is regarding this this case number, right? So case number is so we have an option like we can keep case number similar to the application number.
Yes, you keep the same. You can keep the same application number as a case number. Yes.
All right. So do we extract the application number from the database, the citizen app database?
Yes, right. Whenever the citizen application is created, we are going to retrieve that citizen application number for that. Okay. So now it is a backend REST API. Now you can send that case number in the request.
Okay.
Easy or difficult?
Yeah, we can do this. It's quite straightforward.
Yeah, it's very straightforward. Just we need to develop a REST API and we need to insert the data into database table. So the purpose of this module is to collect the data from the citizen. The purpose of this module is to collect the data from the citizen. So citizen wants to apply for a plan. When citizen wants to apply for a plan, citizen will provide some data to apply for the plan. Based on the citizen data only, we are going to determine the eligibility. Based on the citizen data only we are going to determine eligibility. Whether that citizen is eligible for that plan or not, we are going to decide that. Able to understand?
A separate functionality to extract. I'm just I'm just a bit confused about the case number. So when we are when the caseworker has to key in the details, right? So when the caseworker key in the details, so it will be like an auto. There will be a functionality that would coordinate with the citizen app table and extract the case number.
Exactly. Citizen app table, it is going to whenever the caseworker is going to key in the citizen data. So whenever you go to create case option, you will give this application registration number. You will click on search, right?
Right.
So that means citizen application is already created. A number is created for the citizen. When we go to the data collection, when the citizen application number will give and click on search button. Then that number will be called as a case number from now. Same number. Now you see in the create case, I'm giving the registration number. I'm clicking on search. When it comes here, instead of application, we are calling it as a case now, because application will decide whether that person can create, whether that person is eligible or not. Case number means his case is started. He is applying for a plan. His progress is started. That's why they are naming it as a case number.
So create case would be another functionality.
It is just extracting the application number and moving forward. That's it. Searching that whatever the number they are giving, that is a valid number or not, it is going to search. Now suppose I'm giving some 090, some other number I'm giving. If I give some other number, if there is no application with that number, they cannot proceed further.
Alright, so we verify first and then the same number we use it as the case number.
Exactly. When the caseworker give the registration number, click on search, it is going to verify with that registration number there is an application or not. If the application is available, then directly it will ask which plan you want to apply. Already we have a plans table. We will retrieve the plans table data, we will display here. When we click on plan submission, that means plan selection is completed. So this plan data we need to store into one database table, which is called DC plans table. Got it? What is the data we are going to store into DC plans table? Case number and which plan that citizen is selected.
Right.
After that is completed.
First functionality would be first to verify the case.
Yeah, that I have not given that in the requirement. That verification we can do later point of time. Directly here, I want you guys to develop 4 REST controllers in one project. One REST controller is to take the plan data, that is case number and plan name, insert into DC plans table. Another REST controller to take the citizen income data and insert that into DC income table. Another REST controller to deal with the education data of the citizen, take the citizen education data, insert into table. Another REST controller, take the citizen kids data. Here you guys need to apply some logic, guys. See here, is it a straightforward child data or one request can have multiple childs also? I have given an array. I have given array. Why? Because one citizen can have multiple childs also. In the UI, there is an option to add the kid. 3 kids I can add, 2 kids I can add, 1 kid also I can add. That's why I have given this input type, kids data, childs is the array type. Case number will be available, child array will be available. In that request, I will send the case number. I can send 2 childs or I can send 3 childs also. All the childs data you need to insert into the DC childs table.
Right, so another thing is like here do we establish relationship between the database, like because case number is the common key.
Case number is the common in all the tables.
Primary and foreign key relationship do we need to establish in the database?
Yeah, you can establish it. You can establish case number should be common in all the tables. Case number is a foreign key because tomorrow I want to identify a citizen income data. Based on what input I can identify citizen income data? Based on the case number. Every citizen will have a unique case number. Tomorrow, once this data is populated into the database tables from the DC, then I will go for eligibility determination. So eligibility determination is going to give the case number, click on determine eligibility. It is going to tell that whether the citizen is approved for the plan or citizen is denied for the plan. So to determine the eligibility, we need citizen data. That citizen data we are collecting from the data collection. Data collection means take the data from the citizen, store into database tables. That's it. Once the data is stored into the database tables, then we will go for eligibility determination. where we are going to determine the citizen eligibility. Whether the citizen is approved for the plan or denied for the plan, we are going to decide that.
So all these tables, say, the case number would be the foreign key.
Yes, right.
And the main table, that's citizen app, that will have this field as the primary key.
Exactly. Guys, anyone else having doubts on the given requirement today? Anybody else having the doubts on the today's requirement? Patel, Manikanta, Gripson, Prashant?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Sir, if we put case number is foreign
For plan status, add one more table also, right? For plan.
Already
Like what
there is
other plans are there? That is
No, already that functionality is there in the admin module, right? There is admin module, you will create a plan there. The plans will be available in one table. Application plans will be available in one table. Now in the admin module, we already have a table, create plan. Whatever the plan you create, all those things will be available in one database table.
And status also, like graduation status, like suppose in progress, completed, that's graduation
that is
status.
yes,
For
right.
that dynamic, how can
I mean, whenever you go for UI development, you will see currently you are developing only backend. You set some value in the request, the data will be inserted. Are you developing UI?
and child SSN also we have.
Yeah, we have to pass it.
No, yeah, I will develop. The SSN we have to validate or
Currently, it's not
directly we
required.
can add.
Directly you can add it, ma'am. Directly you can add it. So generally, that child SSN also will be validated with the SSA API. Child SSN also will be validated with the SSN API. But
Yes,
currently, it's not
maybe
required.
he
Yeah.
will.
Because we know how to validate it. Now tomorrow, if the requirement
Okay.
comes, then you can do that validation. Currently, you can add it directly.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The case number is, if we put foreign key in JPA, then we also need registered app because we want to bind that, right? In
Yes,
register
you
app,
can-
we
you
also
can
want to
bind it.
bind primary and foreign key relationship, right?
Yes,
With
right.
JPA.
Yes, right.
Okay, but here we are developing microservice. So DC is in another services and register in another service. They are both in same,
This is a separate service, na?
and register is also separate.
Yeah, AR already is a separate. We already developed AR yesterday.
Yeah.
It is one project.
Yeah.
Today, this is one project.
Yeah,
You have to create a new
yesterday I was
project.
not. I had a festival, so I was not able to connect.
Yeah, you have to create a separate project.
Okay.
In
Then
in that project, we have 4 REST controllers.
yeah, one is I already created that check with SS number check that it is from New Jersey or not.
Yeah, that is separate actually. That is separate completely. After
Yes,
that, we
separate.
developed AR also.
Yeah, register. It is only inserting the data like that.
Yeah, this DC is only for inserting the data. Data collection means we will take the data from citizen. We are going to insert the data into database table. That's it.
Okay.
Because we need the citizen data to determine that citizen is eligible for the plan or not.
Okay, and AR is also same like register, which I didn't
Yeah.
attend the studies class. That's why.
Yes.
So it's also same like insert data, right?
Insert, and it is having a third-party web service call.
No, register one, sir.
That is what, sir. In the registration, we implemented a third-party web service call.
Yeah. That's I know. That New Jersey thing.
Yeah, that's
New
it.
Jersey
That's
not,
it.
Yeah. To make API call and if it's New Jersey, then save that data, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, next one.
Sir, did I miss something? What are you like, when you said create plan, we have not done this.
Yeah, we are assuming that there will be admin module. It is a cloud operations, right? We have not done this. Do we really need to do this?
No, we don't need to do this, but when we are creating what you're asking, I need to know what I have, right? So to be precise, I have an AR module till now.
Yeah.
And I have another the dummy API. That's all what I have developed in
Yeah, that is
AR
fine. So what he is asking is, Sir, whenever you are going for the data collection, create plan selection, how the data coming from this data coming to this drop down, that is what is question.
Right, but this is the angular part, right? We are not dealing with angular right now.
No, we are not dealing with that. So I am telling you that in the admin module, there will be a screen called create plan, which will insert the data into plans table. That a table data will display in the drop down here. That we are assuming that.
Yes, sir. But as per today's requirement, we are creating a different module altogether, that is DC.
Exactly.
In the DC module, we will have 4 different controllers or APIs. So first will be the plan selection. And there we need to, the caseworker would manually so us assuming be the caseworker, we are going to manually key in the plan name, right? There's no selection happening.
No, because we manually is going to key in the plan name. So I'm telling you that when the UI part comes into picture, there will be a screen to select the plan name in the drop down. Citizen will tell to caseworker, I want to go for Snap. Then caseworker will select it. But forget about this UI. Today what we are doing, we are developing a backend. How you will test this backend? We will give the plan name in the request manually through Swagger or Postman. Tomorrow, this endpoint will be accessed from the UI. That is a different. Forget about the UI part. Don't think about it. You will get confused. Today, you guys focus only on backend API development for the DC. Are you getting my point?
Right. So the flow is like until now we have registered citizens.
Yes.
Right. We have registered citizens with their application number. This is what we have done till now.
Exactly.
And so the next step would be we would extract those application number, and we would manually key in the plan name. So in a database table.
Right.
Corresponding to that case number.
Right.
Right, and then the next flow would be correspondingly we will input the income and education details and the children details, right?
Exactly.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
And I do not understand when you click on the create case, I see the case number is automatically show.
Yes, right. Yeah, right. So when you click on this create case, we are giving the registration number. When you click on this, caseworker will input this application registration number of the citizen, because earlier citizen registration happened, application number is created. With that number, that caseworker will create a case here. He will give the number, he will click search. Then it will verify this application number is really registered in our system or not. If it is really registered, then the same application number is considered as a case number.
So my problem is the case number field is not editable.
This is a dummy screen. Here it is not editable, but we can make it editable. I think this is just a prototype to show you. I just disabled the field. Yeah.
Okay. And also you say that and the case number will be a foreign key in the order table. So should we create a relationship in GPU between the class we will create?
If you are aware of the relationship part, you can create the relationship. If you are not aware of the relationship part, just ignore it and create a manual column. So I will take one class how to establish the relationship between the tables. I will take one workshop on the relationship part. Okay, currently if you are already aware of the relationships, you can create the relationships and you insert the data. If you are not aware of the relationship, you just take it as a separate column and you insert the case number. Same case number in all the tables.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, fine. So guys, how much time you need? How much time you guys need to develop this API, DC API? Guys, as I told you once again, in the tomorrow, they will just give you the requirement like this. Before starting our session, I have just given some screens. Plan selection screen will looks like this. Income details screen looks like this. Education details screen looks like this. Kids screen looks like this. They will just give the screens like this. They will ask you to do the development. Okay? In the real time, they will just give the screen like this. They will ask you to do the development. Now, as a developer, you need to analyze the requirement, you need to analyze the tables, and you need to insert the data. You need to write the code to insert the data. Okay, so that is the reason first I have given the screens. Plan selection. For this, from this screen, the data will come. That data we need to insert into table. And income details. For this screen will get some data we need to insert into table. If you see, the case number is common in all the screens. If you see, the case number is common in all the screens. Okay, plan selection should insert into one table, DC plans table. Income details should be inserted into one table. Education details should be inserted into one table. Kids data should be inserted into one table. So total 4 screens are available. We need to insert 4 screens data into 4 tables. That is what I have given. DC plans, DC income, and DC education, DC children's, or DC kids, childs, whatever it is. Okay, so in the real time, they don't tell you the details this much clearly also. They will give you just screens and they will ask you to analyze the screens and come up with the analysis and do the development. Okay, now I have explained what is the DC module. DC stands for data collection. It is used to collect the data from the citizen and store into database tables. Why we are collecting citizen data? Citizen want to apply for a plan. To determine whether the citizen is eligible for the plan or not, we are collecting citizen data. So once we collect the data, we will store into database table. Once the data collection completed, then we will go to eligibility determination. Forget about eligibility determination for time being. First we have to complete this DC API. In the DC API, 4 REST controllers. Collect the data and insert it. Guys, when you want to develop this, if you see every endpoint having some input, so to deal with this input data, you need to create the binding classes. To deal with input data, we need to create the binding classes. Yeah, here case number means consider as a application number. Case number means consider it as a application number. Okay? Good. Can you guys do this? Can you guys do this? Can you develop this API? First, all of you create one project, then create a binding class for plan selection, create a binding class for income selection, income data, create a binding class for education data, create a binding class for childs. You need to apply your brain when you are creating a binding class for the child, because in the request, case number will come and multiple child's data can come. How to deal with multiple child's data in the single request? आप थोड़ा सोच के लिखना पड़ेगा वो class. In the request, case number, childs is the array. As per our screen, one screen, kids data, case number and the child's data. One child, second child, and you can add the third child also. All the child's data should be inserted into database table. That you need to understand and you need to design that. You need to understand and you need to design that. So create this API. For a time being, you can use the H2, no problem, just for inserting purpose only. Later, when all the APIs are ready, then we will change the database properties to some cloud database so that every table will be available in the same database. For testing purpose, for development and testing purpose, you can go with the H2 database. You can see that your APIs are working as expected or not. Your APIs are working as expected or not. AR API completed. Now DC API. Once this AR DC completed, then eligibility determination, then correspondence. To develop eligibility determination, we need the DC tables data. Without the DC tables data, we can't go for eligibility determination. Understood? Understood, guys? Yes.
And when you say the binding class, are you refer to it's like a DTO?
Yeah, DTO, we can say that now. So this API is, this form is developing in Angular. From this form, I'm selecting this, I'm submitting. How this data will go to the backend API in the JSON format. The JSON data we need to convert into Java object. For that we need a binding object. See in the yesterday AR API, when I develop this REST controller, what is my REST controller method parameter? What is my REST controller method parameter? Can I say citizen application is a parameter? It is a binding class. It represents request data coming to the backend. Similarly, these APIs are backend APIs. These backend APIs are receiving the request data. To represent the data in the object format, we need to create the binding classes. Total 4 endpoints are available. 4 binding classes you have to create. 4 endpoints are available. 4 binding classes you have to create.
And for entity as well?
Yeah, 4 entities because 4 tables are there, na?
Okay. My question is, so as a best practice, what is the difference between using the bin util to copy the properties and use a model mapper?
Yeah, so you want to copy the properties from one object to another object by using bin utils. Another one is by using model mapper. So I did not see I used bin utils, sir. Let me check it that model mapper once. I will tell you what is the difference between those two.
Okay.
Let me go through the documentation of the model mapper, then I will confirm you that what is exactly the difference.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So here four separate entity classes, okay, and 4 separate binding classes.
Yes, right. Because 4 tables are there. For every table, we need to use one entity.
Yeah, but so earlier I always used to use just like the the entity class as the binding class, but it's not a good practice, right?
But it's not a good practice in the real time. Here,
For data collection, we have to use different AR application only, sir.
Sorry?
Already. For data collection, we have to create different application, or we have to use AR application.
separate API, separate project.
Application.
Yeah, separate project. Develop it. I gave the requirement. Develop DC REST API with 4 endpoints. That means these all endpoints available in one separate project. AR project. We are developing a microservice architecture, right? Microservice architecture means every functionality will be developed as a separate REST API. AR module is available as one REST API. Reports module is available as one REST API. DC module will be available as one REST API. Eligibility module will have as one REST API. Correspondence module will have one REST API. Everything is separate REST APIs. Then only we can call it as a microservice architecture.
Then we have to create different application entities. We will create different applications. That will be better, right? We have to common entity.
Yeah, we can do that, sir. We can create all the entities in one project. We can keep it as a jar. We can use it. I will tell the best practices. First, we are doing the basic development to understand. Okay?
Okay. Because entity registration, AP registration entity, we have to use all the applications, right? So,
yeah, you can use it. Good. Are you clear with the requirement? Are you guys clear with the requirement? Yeah, guys, I'm giving you 2 days of time. I'm giving you 2 days of time to complete this requirement. I'm giving you 2 days of time to complete this requirement. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we don't have a class. Guys, actually, I'm going to Tirupati today, so I will not be available for next 2 days. We will meet again on Saturday. Our class is on Saturday. Saturday, I am going to check you guys' assignment. What you have done for the DC API, I will see in the Saturday session. I think I no need to develop this API in the class. Do I need to develop this API in the class, or you guys will complete it? Come on. If you want me to develop, then I will do it on Saturday, or else you can complete in these 2 days. You show me on the Saturday. So we'll see. You show me this assignment in the Saturday's class. We have our next class on Saturday. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we don't have classes. So I'm going out of station. I will come back on Friday evening. I will take the session on Saturday. In the Saturday session, show me your DC APIs. I will call the names randomly. I want you to show me your DC project. Very clearly, I have given the requirement. There is no business logic also. Just you need to create the REST controllers to insert the data. That's it. We'll meet again on Saturday. Thank you, guys. If you are getting any doubt, so Telegram chat is open. You can post your message. I will reply to those messages. Thank you. We'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.